If you struggle with this, stay here. I got you. Let's go over some verses. Let's talk about it. So, most of us get caught up in sexual sin because we play with it in the flesh. We tempt ourselves and thinking that our flesh is going to be able to overpower it. That's one of the biggest problems. We're going to talk about the measures of what we doing out here when we be playing around with this type of stuff, right? Let's start off with 1 Corinthians 6:18. It says, flee from sexual immorality. Every sin that a man does is outside the body, but he who commits sexual immorality sins against his own body. So that's for man and women. It's something that's so spiritually crucial. So what happens when we actually get caught up? First and foremost, before I even go there, you have to know how the enemy tempts you, because the enemy know you very well. God knows you, but the enemy knows you as well, and he knows what you like. He know what all features you go for. He know the features that you weak to. He know how to package it just perfect that's to your liking, not a little bit to your liking, but almost all the way to your liking. When you playing around with something that you already attracted to, and you know that your flesh is weak, it's like double the power that you got to fight against. And this is how we play around with it. It's like, okay, I'm getting close to God. I'm staying in his word. I'm not trying to fornicate or do anything. So and I'm going to just stay focused, stay in the word, get my spirit strong, this and that. Then all of a sudden, you come in contact with someone who looks like the perfect package. It's a person that got everything that you like, especially physical. This is why you start trusting the flesh. You like, okay, I will talk. It ain't that bad. It's just somebody keeping me company, just to have somebody to talk to. It's good to have somebody to talk to. This is how your flesh start playing with you, right? So then it go from, okay, we can meet up one time, go out on a date, cool, woo, do that. And notice that your flesh just keep on pushing it, getting closer and closer. Next thing you know, saying you linking up and you thinking that you're just chilling, but at that point, you're too close. You can't trust your flesh to get that close. If you really pay attention, whenever you fell to sexual sin, you got closer and closer, and then you got to this little portion. So first it started off to where you had this much distance. Then you played around with it. That's like talking on the phone. You go out on dates, but you out in public, but you ain't really doing nothing, you know what I'm saying? But then you start chilling in the car, you chilling at each other's spot, whatever. Now you getting this close. When it gets to this distance, that's when people start to say, and at that point I couldn't help myself, something just took over. You notice that you always get to that point because you're too close to it. The flesh cannot control itself getting that close. It's going to take over you. That's why God tells you to flee from it. In 1 Corinthians 10:13, there's no temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. So this is not common. God knows that this is not common to man. This is an issue. It's always been a problem. God is faithful and he will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. But with temptation, he will also provide you a way to escape, that you may be able to endure it. Now, God is one that's not going to tempt you more than you get handled. So this same God is also telling you, flee from it. Soon as you see sexual temptation, you run. You don't play around with it. You get out of there. You feel me? What's up? What's her name? Sha'Carri Richardson. You gone. It's too powerful for the flesh. And let me tell you why it's too powerful for the flesh. What sex is used for in God's original meaning for it, to becoming one in marriage, and it's for creation. God put that pleasure there in his goodness for man and woman, for male and female. But how the enemy twisted, he twisted into perversion. So the strength of it is still there, which is its natural ability of why God put it there. But when perversion get involved, it's still the same strong strength, but it's used for the wrong reason. So when you find yourself getting in the midst of, oh, I don't know what happened, something just took over, but you didn't got too close. It's just like the deer getting close to the water that the alligator is in. You know, once you get that close, you got it. If you stand at this distance, if he jump out the water, you got a chance to run away. But if you get this close and your mouth is all the way digging in the water, you gone for. So don't put yourself in that short distance that you know your flesh can't handle, especially when it comes to people who you attracted to. That should be a sign right there. Somebody who you attracted to, you know you got to get up and go, especially when I know I'm trying to strengthen my relationship with the Lord. And that's what we got to do, man, because the enemy knows what you like and he will package it so perfect to where your flesh is already struggling and he know you're not going to be able to resist this. So to wrap this up, man, I want to lead this with this last verse. In 1 Corinthians 10:8, we must not indulge in sexual immorality, as some of them did, and 23,000 fell in a single day because of this. 23,000 because of sexual immorality. So that means that it's something that's crucial, man. It's something that's very crucial and not to be played around with. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak, man. So always stay in the spirit. Soon as you see any type of way of you being tempted sexually, you have to flee from it. Vessel.